Three early games on Sunday in the Premier League. To look back on them, Janusz, Michallik, Luis, Miguel, Echegaray, myself, Mark, Donaldson. We're going to start with, it wasn't a 7-goal thriller, Janusz, but it had 7 goals. Brentford were very comfortable at 4-1 up, but they weren't at 1-0 down against a much-changed Manchester United side. Make sense of it for me, please.
Yeah, I mean, there's a theme here, right? When we talk about Manchester United, and we're going to talk about Spurs pretty soon, that obviously a bigger fish to fry for them. Changed squad. A lot of key players didn't feature. 4-1 that turned into 4-3. So negatives for United and positives, right? Only God knows why God's given him a second lease on life, I suppose, when it comes to that competition. But today again, yet another loss. So the positives is that they found a way to make it a little bit closer. But at the end of the day, this is Manchester United team that, in my view, can lose to anyone, anywhere. And I wouldn't be happy with that result once again. I would have wanted momentum going into that second leg. Yes, it's 3-0, but I think Bilbao will I don't want to say will fancy their chances necessarily, but they will know that there's a possibility for them. So yet another loss in a bad season for Manchester United, apart from the Europa League competition.
Yeah, I'm doing the Derby Vasco later, which is the Basque derby between Real Sociedad and Athletic Club. And Athletic Club are going to play their strongest side, albeit Sunset is out. But Manchester United did LME. And the fact they're 15, there is nothing you can do when you name a side like this that you can look in and have a go at Manchester United as far as the players there are concerned. Mason Mount came in. That's, I think, only his second goal for Man United in the Premier League. Both scored at Brentford. But bigger picture, this with that lineup is not something you can have a go at them, is it?
No, and the bigger picture here is the key there, right? This is that was Ruben Amorim's 24th Premier League match in charge at Man United. Their 12th defeat, just 6 wins and 6 draws, 24 points from a possible 72. And we're talking about Manchester United here. 24 points from a possible 72. And yes, there's a Europa League semi-final with a 3-0 aggregate lead at Old Trafford to look ahead to. But as you both have, attested to, momentum is important, confidence is important, consistency is important. And there's nothing in me that says this game is done against Bilbao, against Athletic Club. 3-0, they're good. Like Athletic, just like Janusz said, you could come in there and do something, just like you said. Coming into the weekend feeling strong, you want to do everything possible. But I go back to the stats that I just said. It's just not good enough for Manchester United. There's some good news. Amad Diallo coming back, scoring a great goal from Garnacho. But really, that's it. It was a 7-goal match where Brentford really should have had 10, to be honest with you, in this situation. And by the way, just a quick note on Brentford. It's very important for them because, sure, due to Brighton's draw with Newcastle, they can still push for European spots. But yes, all back to Manchester United. 24 points from a possible 72. No, it's not good enough.
Yeah, from a Brentford perspective, Janusz, there's a good chance 8th place will get into the Conference League playoff. And that means a lot. Trips away from home, overseas, for whether it's Brentford or Bournemouth or Fulham or whoever, it doesn't come around very often. I think I remember Fulham playing in the Intertoto Cup. But for the others, it doesn't happen very often. And today, it wasn't Visser who was the star who scored 2. It wasn't Mbumo who was the star and got the headlines. It was a young lad, 23 years old, by the name of Kevin Schade. And I know you keep a close eye on the Bundesliga. And he was playing for Freiburg, and he had talent. But then he went on loan to Brentford, who made their move permanently. He's a German international now. Is he a kind of quiet assassin? Is he one that people don't really talk about, but they should be talking a lot more about, Kevin Schade?
Yeah, I think from the chances that he's getting, he certainly takes advantage of that, right? Today, 2 wonderful headers. Obviously a lot of mistake. Young Fredrickson for Manchester United was was there or thereabout on both of them, right? I mean, I don't want to just put it on him because he is young. He is playing in a team with many of the stars sitting on the bench. That's never easy to come into a team like that, because just before the game is, you messaged pretty much from Amorim and said this game is not important. I know he's not saying that, but that's what it was. And as you said, Brentford, and I mean, mentioned something, in terms of that stability and consistency, right? That's what that's what Brentford has been in this league. So give credit to them. They are where they are. They're a much better team than Manchester United. They were showing that. Aside from some of those substitutes, Amad Diallo came in and changed the game just a little bit, I suppose. Scored a goal himself, but take nothing away from Brentford, because they've done what a team in the Premier League needs to do consistently, and that's why they're up the table, and a fully deserved win for them against Manchester United.
The final word on this one for you, LME, from Ruben Amorim's perspective. Yeah, he had to bring on Harry Maguire, but he didn't have to bring on Bruno Fernandes. He didn't have to bring on Højlund. They only lost by a goal. It's one of these, just see what you can do, get back up the road, and then prepare for Thursday for United.
I hope so. I mean, Amorim should just be saying, forget about this one. All focus is on the Europa League second leg here. And yeah, you're right. They didn't put in Maguire, Inho, right? The tremendous winger from Manchester United. But, I think this was just always going to be one of these weekends where Amorim was expecting, look, I've got to rotate. I've got to think about what's the bigger picture here, because, their only saving grace is to win this Europa League and get some kind of happiness for the supporters. But yeah, you can check off this weekend for sure.